Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we are less than 2 days away from the new Titan Crystal update. And it is one of the most exciting Titan Crystals updates in a very long time, because it's objectively going to be the best Titan Crystal this game has had since, these things started. I think solid 80% of the crystal, 75% of the crystal are filled with bangers, man. Like, if you don't have any of these champions, then there are only like 3 or 4 champions that you probably wouldn't particularly want. But just about any other champs, you'd pull and you're happy. And in this video, I am not going to be ranking these champions because that video is coming. One of the next videos on the channel will be 2025 champions so far ranked. And we're going to start the whole ranking series finally, with a bit of delay, but that is coming, don't you worry. As well as me opening at least 10 Titan Crystals the moment this thing drops. So, this video is going to be about my personal wants and the reason for it. And in order to get that explained effectively, I need to make sure that everybody understands that I do not have any of the 7 stars from the top 2 rows, aside from Dazzler, which was in the Summoners track, and Cyclops, which again was in, the double track things. So I do have Dazzler and Cyclops unduped, and then the other 10 champions on the top 2 rows, I do not have. From the bottom row, I do not have Hitmonkey and Red Hulk. My Jack and Scream are unduped. And then my Spiral and Rintra are duped. So needless to say, those are some of the pulls that I don't want. Right? Double and triple dupes on Spiral and Rintra is something I am not after at all. But that leaves us with a handful of other champions that I don't want. But first, let's get to each champion specifically. So Yelena, an absolute banger, one of the highest prestige champions in the game. Menace defensively and much more usable offensively than most people think. Yelena is genuinely up there, and I'm going to list them in a bit. Jean Grey, to be fair, not that much has been seen from her, but I do want her. I do think she's going to be very cool. She does have a solid ability kit involving like neuroshocks, reverse controls. She's quite finicky and annoying on defense, and at the very least she can stall the fight out even after people, will learn how to fight her better. So I do want Jean Grey as well. Not as much as Yelena. Cyclops dupe, absolutely not. That is alongside, Spiral and Rintra. Because number one, I think Cyclops is decent-ish champion. But Kabam fumbled the bag buffing him because they made him mid against all the skill defenders. And to explain this, it's quite easy. Whenever I was testing him, I wished I would be using, Sinister or Onslaught or Negasonic or Dazzler or somebody else. Against Korg, for instance, you can either play with light intercepts only, but at that point you can just use any champion just about. Or you can use your mediums, take some damage, recover some health, but you're still going to finish, let's say, 10% health less. Like, why do you want that when there are champions who completely bypass all those abilities? And that was the same thing with like Killmonger. You can be very careful to manage Killmonger's power and don't take much reverb damage. But you can do that with anybody like Juggernaut, or you can just bring in random champion with armor break and you're chilling. Or you can bring in like Negasonic and Onslaught and you're chilling. But no. So I think the worst thing is, his Awakened ability. His Awakened ability is just not strong enough for 2025. I think 2 to 3 years ago, he would be decently popular. I think as he stands right now, I think he's very fun, cool, but he's not somebody in particular interested. Then we have Spider-Woman. I do want Spider-Woman. I do like her, and I think she's cool. I like Power Sting champions, and I do think she's a solid defender as well, so I do want that. Now, Bastion, honestly, I'm not super interested myself. I don't think he's bad at all, and I wouldn't particularly mind getting Bastion. I do have a 6-star ascended Bastion, and in just about everything, I personally prefer Jack. In theory, his disintegration is kind of, better, but in practice, like when I use champions, I don't know, I just always got kind kind of like better feeling, you know, easier flow of the fights from Jack. And I think they do very similar things. I think Bastion's cool. I'm sure he's going to have uses in the future and, you know, does already now. But as things stand right now, I genuinely kind of prefer Jack or Bastion, so I'm not super fussed about that. And Galen I do want. The problem is I was never the biggest fan of Galen's playstyle, the way he delivers damage. I do think he's going to be good. We have yet to see how good he's going to be because, again, new defenders are built in a way where Galen can't counter them with, like, you know, the safeguards built in, like Captain Britain and Dark Phoenix. And I think there is less than that he does now than he used to. I still want him. I don't know, like super desperate to get him immediately. Oh, and obviously we do have a ton of Mystic champions that have been popping off recently that, you know, make him easier on defense, even if he has a good meta for him. Now, Okoye, just hands down, like, I do not know how Okoye is going to look like by the time I get her. She has been bug fixed 83 times. Do desperately want that champion. I have 6-star rank 5 Ascended. I use my 6-star a lot. I do want the 7-star a lot. I do have a Skill Awakening gem as well, I believe, which I would not mind giving to Okoye if need be. And I do want Okoye a lot. She's up very high on my wish list. Gentle, initially I was very critical about. As time went on, I kind of started liking him more and more. I don't think he's amazing. He's not at the very tippy top, but I definitely would not mind getting Gentle at all. There have been several metas where he does very, very solid work. He's unstoppable, you know, is something to be taken in consideration when fighting against him. The fact that you can't, you know, go in guns blazing, critting a lot against him kind of stalled the fights out. And yeah, I do think he's a very, very solid addition to most people's rosters. Anyhow, Dazzler dupe. My Dazzler is rank 2 unduped. The moment Dazzler gets duped, she's going to rank 3. Desperately needs it. She's an amazing champion. And I do believe I have a rank 4 showcase coming for you guys. But yeah, Dazzler definitely do want to get my Dazzler duped. She's very high on the wish list too, even though it's just a dupe. New Falcon couldn't care less, honestly. Like, he's fine. He's not awful. When he came out, I think I got like a 5-star, and I ranked him up and like compared his damage. He's not awful champion by any means. It's just that mid, like, don't care, don't want, you know, unless he gets buffed and then he turns out to be amazing. For the most part, zero interest in the character. It's like defensively zero, offensively whatever. He's okay. I'm sure he's gonna do some things, and you know, I'm sure that some champion is always somebody's favorite. So you know, if you really like the new Falcon, you know, good for you. I'm not trying to have a dig at you. Just me personally, got zero interest. Zola, one of my most wanted pulls. Zola is a force on the defense for sure. So I do want Zola a lot, and getting tired of banning him a lot. Even though I am slowly, slightly getting better at fighting him still. Even if you do have good counters, just about everything, you know, either you take some chip damage and the fight's quite long, or, you know, not easy or pleasant fight. And then we go to New Spidey. I kind of like New Spidey, but he's never been one of those champions that I, you know, particularly desperately want to get. I do have a 6-star Ascended, and obviously since he's squishy, 7-star he's much more potent. But I, you know, can't really see him having a very stable role in the game at the moment either. So he's not somebody I'm chasing after for sure. And then Hitmonkey, I do want to get my hands on Hitmonkey for sure. I think he's, you know, solid. You know, even unduped, decent rank 3 option. Spiral and Rinter, as I said, don't want them, have them already duped. Red Hulk, I don't want. I don't think he's awful. But I'm quite unlikely to rank him up, especially when he has to compete with, like, you know, New Spider-Woman and stuff like that. He's fine. Knowing my luck, I'll probably get a quadruple dupe of Red Hulk, but that said, not that interested. And then first time dupes on Jack and Scream. Yeah, sure, why not? They're not like... I kind of do want to get my Jack duped quite a bit. I do think that would make him better. But, you know, not rushing for it. Again, they're not like at the very top of my wish list. But both on Scream and Jack, I wouldn't mind getting duped like once. So, that equates to top ones. Oh, Yelena. And that's quite easy. I do want Yelena, I do want her duped because she's a crazy defender, underrated, I think, offensively. I do think she's somewhat super tuned champion. Even a 6-star has been like putting in so much work on defense. And yeah, she's also one of the highest prestige champions, which, you know, I wouldn't mind at all. But top wanted champions, probably Yelena. Number 2 is Okoye. And yeah, I think she's crazy good. Especially as Okoye lock still exists. Now that is probably gonna go in the future as well, but in general, just being like, a phenomenal bullseye counter and a nuke type champion. What's not love there for sure. Zola probably should maybe be in the second place, but yeah, I definitely want that 7-star Zola. Immediate, at least rank 3, and then we can deal with everything else. Then is Dazzler dupe, because I'm tired of watching everybody else use Dazzler and me not being able to. And the fact that she also kind of like nukes a ton of fairly random matchups. That falter mechanic where you glide through the opponent's final hits of special attack is very, very helpful. And she's very simple. Level 1, level 2, boom, done. I like her quite a bit. And then, yeah, Spider-Woman. Because again, dual threat. If it's in between Jean Grey and Spider-Woman, it's kind of like a bit of toss-up for me. But I guess I kind of prefer Spider-Woman more a bit. Because number one, I think we need more half decent or good science defenders. And, she, without a counter, she is a problem with her applying the powers things, through block and evading and all that stuff. So, yeah, I do want Spider-Woman. And then the things that I want the least here would be Rinter dupe. He hardly needs it, and he's already like 660. Cyclops dupe, not particularly interested in champion. Spiral dupe, I mean, like, it's not the worst thing, her Sig is half decent, but I don't use her like that much. Again, New Falcon, not interested in the character, like, at all. Then Mystic Spidey. Everything else kind of in the middle. Everything else, is kind of in the middle. Like, I want Jean, I wouldn't mind Bastion, I wouldn't mind Galen at all, or Gentle, or Hitmonkey. They're just not at the very top of my priority list. So there we go. Those are the champions that I'm hoping to pull. If I pull most of my top 5, I'd be very, very happy. If I pull all of my top 5, at least once, I'd be extremely happy. If I get Yelena, ideally duped, or Okoye duped, because I do have 1 skill gem. I could easily give it to whoever I don't dupe here. Zola, Dazzler dupe, Spider-Woman, ideally duped. That'd be amazing. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Odds of that happening are fairly low. But we'll see what else we pull. I just hope that I don't mainly, get the bottom 5. I expect to get some of those, but I just hope it's not too many of those. So there we go. That is what I want from the new Titan Crystal for the exact reasons that I just described. But yeah, this is going to be the best Titan Crystal so far. And the new updated one that's coming 3 months after also is starting to look very, very good, because both Catalina Dean and Nico are looking very, very promising. And Captain Britain buff, definitely will have its uses too. So we'll see what happens with that, but I am not saving any longer. Catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next